Or let me ask that question again. Why are you optimistic about the future of humanity?
Same question, right? Well, obvious reason that all we know, looking backwards, and we can't look ahead, is that life has been an evolving thing, and humanity is nothing but a part of it. And as life moves from one phase to another, as it has in the last blink of time, which 50,000 years, something like this, tremendous changes take place in humanity. You've got to assume that in a universe of billions and billions of galaxies, you're going to have a great many situations that are similar, which have evolved with us called humanity, not intelligence. Humanity to me means much more than people like us. It means the characteristics that have appeared and tell us the direction in which we're headed, good things and bad things. And so that we can see the past, and the past tells us the direction of the future. That's why I believe that.
Is there
optimistic. What?
Is there anything going on currently in our lifetimes that gives you reason to be optimistic? That we're on an upswing?
Yes. Yes, I think currently we are seeing a transformation taking place, which is positive, progressive. The awareness of billions of people through technology of communications is now available to the human species, tells us that there's been change, drastic change in our lifetime. And the fact that it hasn't all been positive doesn't mean it isn't change, and change is a bubbling thing which has good and bad in it, and we all concentrate sometimes on the past, but there's the good happening all the time visibly. We're aware of it, and we could pay a lot more attention to it, and it's the grounds for optimism.
What's a good thing that's happened recently?
Well, just take the field of medicine. The science, neuroscience, is moving in on the mysterious business of the mind. The brain is part of it, but only part of it, and trying to understand how it works. And we've reduced it from a vast mystery, sort of a spiritual thing, to a much more analyzable, specific thing of genetic, biological phenomenon involving elements of the body. And this narrows the thing down to something we can begin to analyze and think about and anticipate and promote. And that's happening. And it's been happening in our lifetime. So I feel that this is going on now. It's all me.
Yeah, so that's a good thing, though, for our likelihood of surviving as a species.
Yes.
What's going to keep us from all killing each other?
Well, nothing. It seems to me that nature's way is that it proliferates a lot of good things, some of which survive and some of which don't. And we don't know whether we're on the survival list or not. But we know that if we could think big enough, and we can't, we know that there's a lot of humanity in the universe which is going to survive and going to continue to evolve. And we don't know the shape of that continuing evolution, but we know it's likely to be an improvement in the sense that it will contribute to survival and what we think are the good things in life, which make it easier for us to get along with each other and to get along with the nature that we are part of.
So, as all your granddaughters are and future grandsons preparing to make the world a better place, got any advice for what they ought to do?
Well, I think that with a little bit of their capacity for attention to these things, they ought to include the big picture and not be overwhelmed by the discouraging things that happen in the little picture. The wars and depressions and things that happen to human beings unable to relate to each other. This is small stuff compared to the big picture. And the big picture is the evolution, I call the evolution of humanity. Humanity is more than the word is normally used to mean. It's the brain is actually getting bigger and developing a cortex which expands its sensitivity and its ability to integrate different receptors coming into it. So that kind of progress is going on the physical level all the time, and we're beginning to understand it. We're able to talk about it, think about it.
So can we individually make sure that we're at the high end of that evolution and use our capacity? No?
No, I don't think we know anything about the end of this revolution. I mean, we know it's not static. It's going forward. We know it's irregular. There'll be progress and retrogression all the time. That's nature's way. I think just looking at nature tells you something about the way it's going. And we're just part of that. I think the big jump we have to make is to accept the fact that we're part of nature and not something unique.
Does going to church help us understand that?
I think it might for some people, but I think it can also get in the way of understanding that. I think the religion does a lot to cover up the inquiry into what I call the big picture.
Mm-hmm.